Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to create a press assembly using Creo parametric. As you have seen that image on thumbnail, so we are going to create that part and we are going to assemble it. So I have so I took some assembly images and some 2D drawings from online, but it doesn't show some clear dimensions for us. So close this. I have created a part by using my own dimensions and getting some other dimensions from other websites. I have created this part and I have converted it as 2D drawing, and I will try to put videos on how to create and how to convert the like how to convert our 3D models into the 2D diagrams like this, and how we can download this as a PDF file. I'll try to put on upcoming videos. So this is the part that I have created. So now we can create this part by using these two dimensions. So let's get started. So we are going to use some assembly tool here. So for that, we need to select the working directory. It is mandatory to select the working directory while we are using some assembly tools here. I'm going to select this as a working directory. Click on OK. So now I'm going to start with my part and click the default template. Enter the file name as part1, as I don't know about exact name of the particular part. So I'm going to enter this as a part1. Click on OK. Now like we have select the same unit like MMNS spots or ABS for all the diagrams. So here I'm going to start with my front plane sketch. Go for the sketch view. Here let's see the dimensions. What all they provided. Sorry, I provided. So here this length as 250, height as 150, and this extrude length as 30. Okay. So now let's draw a center rectangle like this. Length as 250, height as 150. Now let's extrude it, but before that I need to add some holes here. For this, yeah, I'll try to zoom it. Yeah, we will have two holes here, but the outer hole is of like the outer dia, so that circle is not included in this diagram. I have misplaced that, so don't worry about that. Let's see the inner diagram. Inner circle, which for which we need to create a hole here, so that radius is 12.5. I'm going to draw a circle like this. I'm going to enter a radius value as 12.5, but here 12.5 is nothing but 25 as a diameter. So let's see what are all the dimensions that they have implemented in this circle. From this midpoint to this plane is of 30, and from this midpoint to this plane it is of 30. So it's very simple. You can directly add our dimensions here. 30. So if you have any issues like collapsing all those dimensions inside this diagram, you can simply drag like this. You can put these dimensions outside the circle. So it will be very easy for you to understand the diagram, to understand the work what you have done. So we can select this part and we can mirror instead of drawing four sides. Selecting these two circles, here again in this plane. So this part has been completed. Let's click OK. Now I'm going to extrude this. As we have seen in this diagram, extrude value is of 30. Then click on OK. I'm going to turn it as shading with edges so that it is very easy to see the edges. That it has sharp edges or rounded edges. So then for this top part, we need to create like this. This diagram is totally uplifted, guys. So don't worry about that because this is the top plane, this is the bottom plane. Like I don't have much time for creating this 2D diagram, so I have just drag all those things into this diagram. So sorry for that. So this will be the top plane. So we have to create an extrude here. Like this distance will be 80 and this distance will be 50. Okay. So now like I'm going to select this face and sketch and go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to draw a circle. And this value as 50. Let's see the dimensions again. From the midpoint to the space of 50, the extrude value is of 80. Okay. So go for dimensions. I'm going to select this midpoint and this line, value of 50. Then let's extrude it. As we have seen in this diagram, we need to extrude this to a value of 80. Then close it. So our top part has been completed. So let's check whether our dimensions are implemented correctly. Okay. Okay, like yeah. So we have done a mistake here. For this will be a top part that we are creating right now. So here we need to create a hole for 35 so that we have seen the top, like we have seen the bottom view here. So don't no, there's no problem for this. Go for sketch and go for the sketch view. So as we have created all these as equal constraints, if we change this, it will everything will be automatically changed. So no worries. So our part is completed. Let's save it. As we have already selected the working directory, it will be saved automatically. Now let's close this. Let's go for new again for creating our second part. Let's rename as part 2. Select the same unit which we have selected in the previous part. I'm on a spot already ABS. Go for the front plane again. Go for the sketch view. Here for the second part, we need to create this bottom face. So the same dimensions that we are going to implement here, except that circle tool. The same center rectangle, 250 here, 150 here, same circle. But here we need to enter a diameter value of 25. You can see in this diagram, for this extruded circle part, we need to create a hole of 35. For the hole that we have created for this extruded part, here we need to create this distance. So this distance will be a value of 25. So we need to create a hole for 25. The same distance as 30. And this one also 30. And then escape button. Select this circle, mirror, this plane. The same for the bottom plane also. And also let's draw another circle as we are going to create this extrude cut here. So directly we can draw in this sketch itself. Dimensions, like this point and this line as a value of 50. And then click on OK. Now let's extrude it. Symmetric extrude. Enter a value of 30. And then click on it. So now almost we have completed our two parts. Like first we have completed this part and now we have completed this part. So now we have to create these 4 rods and these 4 pins. So let's save this part, the part 2, close it. Now let's create new part again, rename it as part 3. The same MMNS part solid ABS, the template. Go for print, go for sketch, go for sketch view. Here we need to create this rod. So this rod diameter value will be 25 and this extruded part will be 250. So let's draw a circle here, the diameter of 25. Click on OK. Let's extrude it. Symmetric extrude, the value of 250 here. And then click on OK. So now our third part has been completed. Let's save it. Close this. Let's create our next part. Part name as part 4. Select the same unit, MMNS part solid ABS. Click on front sketch and go for the sketch view. So here we need to create this outer circle pin. like you can see in this image, this part. So for this distance will be the diameter of the circle. So it is 35, and this extruded part, the value of length 60. So for this, we need to draw a circle with a diameter of 35, and we have to extrude this for a value of 60. But here we need to create a hole here for inserting this rod inside. So this rod distance, the diameter will be 25. You can use extrude cut for this, or else you can directly go for the sketch and you can implement your dimensions here. It's at 25, then close it. So our part 4 has been completed. Now let's save it, then close it. So now we have completed all our parts which has been mentioned in this diagram. So now let's go for assembly. Let's click on new assembly and click the default template. Let's rename as press assembly. Click on OK. Here MMNS ASM design ABS, because this ABS and realistic. So these two will be a difference on part itself, like MMNS part solid ABS, MMNS part solid realistic. So these two will be like little bit similar. So we need to select ABS or realistic, like which we have used for that particular part. So we have to select the same template which we have used for that part. Then click on OK. Here, let's assemble the part, the bottom part. Let's assemble the top part first. I'm going to use default template for the first part that we are going to place here. And then let's drag like this. And here we need to assemble these 4 pins. Close it. Now go for assembly. Like this part 4. Open it. So let's drag this near to this circle. Now we don't want to make any kind of mechanism here, like pin joint, slider joint, cylinder joint, any kind of joint here. We just going to use some user defined tool here as an automatic, like coincident or distance tool here. Like we can make this coincident, and we need to select this face and this face as a coincident. Now let's click on OK. So we need to repeat this particular assembled part for all these 3 holes. So instead of doing several times for this part, instead of spending more time on this part, we can use repeat tool here. So I have already explained this repeat tool, like how it works on my previous video. Like yeah, let's recall it again. So for this, for assembling this part, we have selected this center axis and this face coincident, right? We have selected this axis and the part axis, and we have make that as a coincident, and we will select this face and this like this assembled part face, and we make it as a coincident. So this axis coincident and surface coincident. So we have to select these two, and we need to click add. So it will be automatically added to all the surface that we are going to click here. So the same which we have done for this part, we have to select in this part also. For assembling this part, we have selected this axis first. So we have to select this axis first, and then we have selected this face. So here I have to select this face. That's all. So same here, axis face. It will be very easy for you. Like if you came to know about how to use this repeat tool, it will be very easy for you guys. So now let's click on OK. Our repeat tool has been done. Now let's go for the diagram and see what are all the parts that we are going to assemble here. And then we need to assemble these 4 rods. So close it. Here I'm going for assembly again. I'm going to select the part 3. Then I'm going to open it. Let's drag this part near to this assembled part here. The same user-defined automatic constraints here. Select this axis and select this axis. So now the axis has been coincident. So now if I'm going to select this face and this face, it will be automatically moved for coincident. But I don't want this part to be coincidental with this face. I need some distance constraint. So we need to select distance here. After clicking this distance, you can add a value for this. Like I'm going to add a distance value of 30 here. Let's click 30. Yeah, that's fine for me. Then click on OK. Now we need to repeat this for all the 4 holes. I'm going to select this part. I'm going to use repeat tool again. Select these two and add it. Select this axis and face. Select the axis, face, and for this also. And then click on OK. So now let's hide all these data planes except axis display. Now we need to assemble this bottom plane itself. Let's close it. Assemble the part as a part 2. Yeah. Now let's flip the part and drag the part which is like near to this part. Now I'm going to make a coincident relation first of all, like this face and this face. As you can see, it is coincidental. But here I need to make this axis and this circle axis as a coincident. If you directly select this axis, our part will be moved. As you can see, like this, it will be okay. But now if you select this part, as you can see, it is moved. So Control Z. For this, let's select this axis. So for this, you need to go for placement and you have to add new set here. Select this axis and yeah, this axis is coincident. And select this axis. Select this axis. As it is overlapped, it is very hard for us to find. So no problem. Everything has been synced successfully. Now let's check whether this circle part and this circle part is a coincident relationship. So now our part has been completed. So let's click OK. Or else you can add any kind of distance relationship here. You need to add 20. So the model will be like twisted if you add so many kind of dimensions here. So no problem. Our part has been completed. Let's click OK. So that's all, guys. We have almost created and implemented all our dimensions which are provided in this diagram. So this is the part that I have created. So I made a mistake for creating the 2D diagram. I have to place the model like this, but I have placed in this 2D diagram as a the bottom has gone for up, so it is fully reversed. So I'll try to update this. So for these appearances, for all my machine parts, I will provide a color for this. I'm going to select the entire yeah, I can select the body. And click on OK. So for this whole, I would like to give some green color, so it will be very good to visible. So that's all, guys. So thanks for watching. If you want more videos related mechanical engineering or any other content, feel free to comment below. And if you have any kind of task like related to your project work, or if you are going to give any kind of task to me, it will be okay for me. So yeah, you have a comment section, right? So you can comment it below. I will try to put more videos based on these 2D diagrams, and what are all the tools available in this part modeling or assembly modeling. I'll try to put more videos on that. Okay, guys. Thank you. We'll see you in next videos.